let's let's wade knee deep into this controversy. This is on Outdoors Magic website. TikToker row highlights gaps in outdoor ethics. An argument between a Danish influencer and a Scottish mountain guide has sparked a heated debate over responsible wild camping practices following a controversial trip on the Isle of Skye. An influencer with over 1 million Instagram followers has found themselves at the center of social media storm following a wild camping trip to the Isle of Skye. Last week, Adrian Trendall, a respected mountaineer and Isle of Skye guide, published a post on Facebook accusing Danish influencer August Vallat, known online as Outdoor Ginger, of damaging a beauty spot within the Cullen Hills. Trendall described following a trail of litter to the influencer's tent, discovering what he called an environmental disgrace with scorched grass, discarded food wrappers, and damaged trees. I was out guiding a client near my home in Glen Brittle at the foot of Cullen on Tuesday, wrote Trendall. I began following a trail of presumably wind-blown litter, which led to 2 tents and a tarp. These were surrounded by empty drinks bottles, packets of raw meat, bags of rubbish, and general debris. He also claimed to have found evidence that Vallet and his group had attempted to light a fire, stating that various pieces of dead wood had been gathered and that a silver birch tree had either been cut down or snapped off. After confronting the group, an argument ensued. I tried to wake the occupants and get them to clear their mess, Trendall wrote. Only August emerged. The other 2 were presumably still cowering in their sleeping bags. Trendall has since spoken to Outdoor Magic about the incident. He explained that Vallet assured him that he knew about the principles of leave no trace and that he would ensure the campsite was fully cleared up. I was pretty convinced that they wouldn't clear it up, so I went back and said, I've got a photo of the number plate of your van, and when I come back later today, if this isn't cleared up, I'm going to go straight to the police. Now, that really seemed to worry this guy. At this time, I've no idea who he was, but he was thinking about the adverse publicity, I guess. Later in the day, I came back and thought, fair play to him, he had cleared everything pretty much up. But then I looked around in the heather, and about 2 meters or maybe 3 meters away, and there was a whole chicken left completely in its plastic wrapper. There was a couple of beer bottle caps lying around, but they had also dragged a silver birch tree that was half black and a considerable distance away and hidden it in the heather out of sight. So he obviously knew what he'd prioritize in terms of hiding things. Yeah, so he probably realized that you're not supposed to light fires under any circumstances, especially this time of the year. Vallet, who regularly promotes the principles of leave no trace to his followers, has since responded with a post on Instagram in which he calls the accusations fake news. Does he like Trump? He claims that the group cleaned up after themselves, only burnt deadfall and left no trace behind. He claims that the group cleaned up after themselves, only burnt deadfall. Well, you're not supposed to burn anything at all. Are these people so thick, stupid, dunce, and just plain ignorant? I also noticed on most of his videos, he's lighting fires in Denmark or Norway or wherever. I would imagine that they would have the same rules as we do. That I'm not sure about, to be fair. But in any event, you're not supposed to be lighting fires, in this country unless you're on private land and you have permission. And to be sharing that then spreads that idea to other people who are probably even more ignorant than the ignoramuses that do this stuff in the first place. However, many social media users were quick to challenge this defense, noting that any fire on open ground contravenes leave no trace guidelines, especially at a time of the year when the risk of wildfires in Scotland is high. Why are you even making a fire on the ground? Asked one user. Leave no trace is a basic principle for anyone with outdoor knowledge. Yeah, exactly. You know, if you're doing this type of thing, then you really truly should understand, especially if you're like an influencer. I mean, they're doing it just for publicity, aren't they? They're just ignorant people. Another person added, this is not the UK outdoor community being a bunch of a-holes. It's the outdoor community sick to death of people posting and promoting the wrong way to do things. Yeah, exactly. Because they're fucking idiots. Trendall has since received a significant backlash from Vallat's followers. He's been really strict. It's been really stressful, to be honest. Explained the mountain guide and author. Well, because these people are just thugs and miserable twats, aren't they? Haven't got anything else better to do but light fires, do something wrong, get called out for it, and then be miserable afterwards. I've had loads of death threats, and it's really uncovered something toxic. It just seems like he's like a junior Andrew Tate, and he's obviously encouraged his followers to message me because they all use exactly the same phrases with the Neanderthals, so they can't spell or write anyway. To go back to the cave where they came from. It's evolution in reverse, I think, these people. And the same spelling mistakes, it speaks, is sort of misogynistic, homophobic, sexist, really violent, brutal, hateful, full of vitriol and violent. What's also interesting is that on his website, he lists a whole load of big name sponsors, including Patagonia, Garmin, and North Face as being partners with him. So I've contacted Patagonia, who got back to me yesterday, and they said that until 2 days ago, they had never heard of this guy, and that they definitely don't have anything to do with him. But he's going to hear from us. So I would guess, is he a blatant liar? You know, and half of the time I think these people do this stuff and just lie about this stuff. So if you lied about that, I can't imagine that Garmin and North Face would be particularly, happy having someone like that. Especially it's one thing to do something wrong. Apologies, made a fire, shouldn't have done it. I do apologize, and learn from it. But then to be miserable motherfuckers and then basically start threatening people, I doubt Garmin and North Face or anyone else would like that. The incident has drawn renewed attention to a broader issue, the varying levels of awareness around the principles of leave no trace. It's really simple. What you take in with you, you remove, and you don't burn fucking fires. Take your rubbish with you. Literally the only thing that you should be leaving behind is your fucking shit, as in the shit that comes out of your ass. Why are these people so fucking stupid? And take your toilet paper with you. Fucking. While many outdoor enthusiasts express a commitment to responsible access, there is often confusion or inconsistency in how those principles are applied. In particular, the use of open fires arguably remains a common point of misunderstanding. Well, there shouldn't be any misunderstanding. It's really simple. Private land, with permission, I guess you're free to do what the fuck you want. But on national park land or open land, you're not allowed. It's actually illegal to pick up flowers and plants. It's illegal to remove dead wood. You're not supposed to touch it, let alone set it on bloody fire. Fires can put, and aren't there enough fires around with people that too fucking stupid, ignorant motherfuckers to understand that you don't like fucking fires? Okay, keep going. Fires can pose significant risk to the environment, especially during dry seasons or in sensitive habitats like peatland. The Scottish Outdoor Access Code advises against lighting fires except in specific controlled conditions. Campers are encouraged to use stoves rather than open flames and to avoid damaging vegetation or scouring the ground. Gathering dead wood, cutting branches, or burning material on unprepared ground is not in the line of the code's guidance, even if done with good intentions. Yeah, exactly. I rest my case. Thanks very much for watching.